All praises to Yahweh Basham Yahweh Shai, Basham Makakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, and Shalom to the nation of Israel. This is just going to be a quick point for all the people out there that want to say stuff like, oh, slavery wasn't that bad. What happened in slavery was grossly exaggerated and stuff like that, right? For all of those people that say stuff like that, man. Well, if that's how you feel, right? Well, then when you get put into captivity, don't complain, all right? When you find yourself in the same scenario that you placed our ancestors in, right? Don't complain, man. When you get all of your hard work done that you do gets extracted to build up another nation that's not you, don't complain, right? Because that's what's coming. That's what's coming. That's the destiny of all you nations that have put your hands on the children of Israel, who you've referred to as black people, Latino people, Native American people. That's what's coming for you, man. Revelation chapter 13 and verse 9, if any man have an ear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints. That's the destiny that all of these heathen nations that touch the Israelites is going to go into, man. Especially the Edomites, right? But since slavery wasn't that bad, since it wasn't that extreme, when you find yourself in that same position, we better not hear you complaining, right? Because this is going to be part of your civilizing. You're getting civilized, right? Because that's what you say that was happening to us. So when you find yourself in the same scenario, remember all the things you were saying to us, right? Remember all the things you said to us. Get over it. You're never going to have any justice. Remember all the shit you was talking. Remember everything you said to us. Remember all of that, right? Remember every single word, every single thing you said to us in regards to never wanting to get out of that position, not complaining and all of that. Remember it all. Isaiah chapter 45 and verse 14, thus saith Yahweh, the labor of Egypt and the merchandise of Ethiopia and of the Sabians, men of stature, shall come over unto thee, and they shall be thine. They shall come after thee, in chains shall they come over, and they shall fall down unto thee. They shall make supplication unto thee, saying, surely Yahweh is in thee, and there is none else, there is no power. Verily thou art a power that hideth thyself, O Yahweh, power of Israel. So every nation is going to realize this, right? Well, it just gave a few examples there, but all you other nations are going to realize it too. And then when you find yourself in slavery at the hands of the Israelites, don't complain, right? Don't say, oh, this is harsh. The hard labor that we're doing should go towards the building up of our own nation. Don't say anything. Say that, remember all the same terms and all the same things you were saying to us. Now remember that everyone goes through slavery. So don't complain about when you're in it. Just remember that everyone goes through slavery, right? Just remember that's what you were saying. When you're in slavery, don't complain about your own slavery. Remember that everyone goes through slavery. Everyone's been through slavery at some point in time in history. Remember that, right? Don't complain about nothing. Verse 16, they shall be ashamed and also confounded, all of them. They shall go to confusion together that are makers of idols. So all you people dancing around stones in sandals and long garments, right? You're going to know that that was nothing but a stone. All you people that were starving yourself, right? Thinking that you were doing something, saying, I ain't going to drink no alcohol. You're going to remember that them things were idols. All you people putting a blonde hair, blue-eyed idol in your churches with candles around it, you're going to know that that was an idol. You're going to know that that ain't what the Lord looks like. But remember, when you're in captivity, all the things you said to the Israelites. Slavery was a long time ago. Everyone's gone through slavery. We civilized you. You were swinging you were swinging on trees before. We're going to say to have our own things to say to you. You were alcoholics before we civilized you. You were doing blood sacrifices before we civilized you. We're going to have our own terminologies to say to you, man. You were making bombs that could destroy whole countries before we civilized you. You nuked the whole of America and destroyed that whole planet off the face of the earth, killing millions before we civilized you. We're going to have our own terms. You made a whole world war that destroyed several parts in the world that we can still see evidence of it now before we civilized you. We're going to have our own terms to say to you, just like how you had things that you said to us, right? We're going to have things to say to you, man. You was making CERN machine to try and open up portals before we civilized you, right? You was taking out the seeds from fruits so that people can't regrow their own before we civilized you. You had a world where people easily catch diseases that can cause them death before we civilized you. We're going to have a whole bunch of terms and things we're going to say before like just how you said to us, man. We're going to have things to say to you other heathens too. You're worshipping rats before we civilized you. You were dancing around stones before we civilized you. You were worshipping cows before we civilized you, right? We're going to have our own things to say to you, but remember all this if you said now, man. Verse 17, but Israel, the real Israelites, not those fake ones claiming that they're the Jews, but then they don't want to hear nothing about the Messiah. No, not them. The ones that match the curses of Deuteronomy 28. Those people, right? The ones where you read Deuteronomy 28 and apply it to their life. And then, in order to try and disprove that those people are the Jews, you want to try and say, oh, but that can be seen in all people. And no, it can't. No, it can't, man. No, it can't. And if we was to compare those people in the land of Israel to the so-called African American community or the Native American community or the so-called Mexican, Latino, Hispanic community, and play the who meets these curses most in Deuteronomy 28 game, we'd find that it matches the Negro, Latino, and Native American more so than it matches those people over there in that land. We'd find that. Because those people in that land are doing a whole bunch of wickedness. Yet they ain't been cursed, have they? They ain't been taken out of that land, have they? They ain't had all these other nations rise up against them as enemies, have they? Instead, people are scared to say anything about them. That don't sound like a cursed state to me. That don't sound cursed to me. Considering Israel now is considered one of the most LG places in the world. So how can it be cursed when it's not getting punished for that? How? Verse 17, but Israel shall be saved in Yahweh with an everlasting salvation. Ye shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end. So at the end of all of this, the real Israelites, all the people that are saying that we're not the Israelites, well, let's see what they're going to be saying when we get changed. What are they going to say then, man? And that's one of the reasons why a lot of men even care to still be alive, man. That's one of the reasons why people even still care to be alive. Because their hope is to see the stupid looks on you people's faces, man. We don't care about no career. We don't care about no like, oh, I wanna try and see this and that raised up in this society. And we'd more likely to have a fear of any children that we'd have in this world being raised up in this society, man, because they'd end up being weirdos. They'd end up being weird degenerates, man, if they got raised up around these weird freaks that live in this society. All you people that have said things about the Israelites, man, and you think you're not gonna have to pay, you're all gonna have to pay, man. And all the stuff that you said, right? You're gonna remember all of it, man. You're gonna remember everything that you were saying, all the mess you was talking. You're gonna remember all of it. Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 4, and verse 17. For they shall see the end of the wise, and shall not understand what God and His counsel have decreed of him, and to what end the Lord have set him in safety. They shall see him and despise him, because they're going to be angry when they see that, right? But God shall laugh them to scorn. And they shall hereafter be a vile carcass and a reproach among the dead forevermore. When people see men or women that are superior to them, they look in anger and hatred, but they can't do nothing because they know what will happen. And that's just in this worldly way. So how much more when these people become as close to a godly status as you can be on earth, living? Haven't you read that the Israelites are gods? Verse 19, for he shall rend them and cast them down headlong, and they shall be speechless, and he shall shake them from the foundation, and they shall be utterly laid waste and be in sorrow, and their memorial shall perish. And when they cast up the accounts of their sins, they shall come with fear, and their own iniquity shall convince them to their flesh. So these people ain't gonna be able to doubt why they're in this position. They're gonna remember all the stuff they've did, all the stuff that Dave did that we imagine that they do, because we've got a righteous spirit within us as Israelites, man. But we can't prove that they do some of these wickednesses that we think they do. It's all gonna be revealed, man. It's all gonna be revealed that we was right about all of these people, man. And that they, even though they was pointing their fingers at us for all the things that we do, right? Among their own nations, they don't even treat them own selves right. They got their own scandals going on among themselves, man. But they was always able to point at the Israelites, especially the 2/3 of Israel, and point out their wickedness, right? They was always able to point out the wickedness of Israelites because that was a bigger than the righteousness of Israelites, because there's more Israelites that are wicked than Israelites that are righteous. But Yahweh's always kept a remnant so that he didn't completely destroy the Israelites, right? And those are the Israel that are really of Israel, that have been in every generation. Not no Gentiles that are going to receive no salvation. And that's what these Christians don't understand, man. So they have to beg it to where they somehow can become an Israelite based off something other than being an Israelite. But I think I'll end the lesson there, man. All you people that think that the slavery that we went through was funny, right? Or that it wasn't that bad. Well, you can think the same thing when it's your turn. All praises to Yahweh Ba'Sham Yahweh Shai, Ba'Sham Rakah Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. And Shalom to the elected nation of Israel. Shalom.